Hi guys and welcome back to our channel. How are you? I missed you so much, and today we're gonna talk about the very interesting ETO early birds token offering, which is called Genesis. So if you want to know more details about Genesis, this video is for you. So stay with us and let's start. Introduction to Genesis. Genesis is a DAO community supported by a high-performance public chain. Genesis wants to build more than just a blockchain infrastructure, but an ideal country in John Barlow's dream to achieve DAO governance, a brand new, completely independent and autonomous internet virtual world that is not controlled by any central authority. It will be a world that will subvert all existing social networks and internet production relationships in the future.
In Genesis, users vote to update community rules and blockchain protocols. Genesis provides scalability through sidechains. Each sidechain is considered a virtual country. Each country has its own method of governance, providing unlimited possibility. Anybody can start a sidechain, just like you can start a smart contract on Ethereum. The Genesis interface is similar to Apple's App Store. Its client downloads it to computer or mobile phone. In addition to system-level operations such as voting, transferring money, viewing world statuses, and other, users can also choose to enter different virtual countries. In Genesis, a virtual country is a collection of different governance mechanisms and dApps. The smallest country can have only one user. Each country occupies a sidechain. Once a user enters a country, he or she must comply with all governance rules of that country and can also pay for enjoy all the dApps in the country for free.
Ecosystem Genesis. One can develop various kinds of decentralized applications in Genesis. Once these applications are launched, they will become integral parts of Genesis, accessible to all citizens of Genesis. In the future, the main application scenarios of Genesis will center on trade, social network, content, and so forth.
Trade. Genesis will develop a template of running an online shop by sidechain for users to generate an e-commercial platform promptly. Meanwhile, Genesis adopts the jury model to arbitrate e-commerce disputes. Social network. Genesis' social network strategy is to render Genesis wallet as a useful trans-platform login gadget. User can log into their existing accounts such as his mailbox or wallet. It breaks the wall between the blockchain and traditional internet business. At the same time, wallet will be a comprehensive entrance for users' direct social network demands. Content. Genesis will encourage a third party to develop different like blog akin to seed me.
Rationale. Users of social platforms generate tons of content and contribute hugely to the success of social network platforms such as Facebook. The profit from users' contents, however, are hijacked by those SNS. In a word, users only have the right to use but not the right to own.
Genesis is forging a decentralized community using blockchain technology. All contents on which are owned by every user of this community, with rules set by users as well. The ecosystem is supported by a high-performance public chain. On the strength of that, users can launch various decentralized applications to realize multiple functionalities and scenarios.
Governance. Genesis is forging a decentralized community using blockchain technology, all contents on which are owned by all users of this community with rules set by users. The principal governance rule of Genesis is self-regulation, and user social engagement is through voting. Core users in Genesis.
Users are the key to Genesis ecosystem. Genesis blockchain is made up of main chain and many side chains under the same user system. Users in Genesis can be divided into normal users, miners, and landholders. Miners are responsible for maintaining a cloud drive, and landholders are responsible for maintaining the whole system.
Key features for users. Users can use the platform by generating their own public or private key. Users own a digital identity verification document that is known as a birth certificate when the accounts are activated. Every user has voting rights. Different roles for users. Miners. provide computing power for executing Genesis consensus mechanism. Landholders provide decentralized storage services. Normal users purchase applications from the application market and vote. Gencoin.
Genesis Market or dApp store in the marketplace of dApps in Genesis system. In the market, normal users can search for all applications in Genesis ecosystem. By downloading and using those applications, all living necessities of users in Genesis virtual world can be satisfied. For developers, it is place for launching their applications and earning profits. Genesis enables that users jointly sign a contract they all pledge to comply with, namely Constitution. If it is a straightforward contract in a small circle of users, the contract will be regarded as law. Constitution acts as the paramount rule of Genesis system, so all users and actions must comply. The vote for the passing and update of Constitution is initiated by justice.
Voting. Participation in management through voting is the core governance principle of Genesis. The user's voting rights are written in the blockchain as a core mechanism. After the system is running, the algorithm becomes a firm performer of the basic logic, and any kind of systematic change needs to be decided by the group by voting. The voting mechanism is the core means of Genesis evolution and user autonomy. The non-temporable nature of the recourse in the blockchain makes the voting in Genesis absolutely credible. So the systematic evolution achieved by voting collectively can represent the expectations of the most users.
Genesis mainly implements the update of its own protocol through the mechanism of user voting and realizes evolution. For logic that the program cannot handle Genesis users' manual voting to complete the decision. For example, if the software has a bug and must be updated, it can be moved by anyone in the system with the updated version and the token that is willing to pay for the motion. Others vote to accept the new version. Genesis has a wide range of voting applications and can also be used to arbitrate disputes between users.
Pre-sale. Just like Tencent in China, Facebook and iOS Apple Store in the USA, social network and app stores are rather high in their commercial value. The investment potential of Genesis is huge. Team of Genesis has the confidence of materializing a virtual world demonstrating personal relationship, survival challenges, and human intelligence from the reality. The overall complexity of Genesis architecture goes far beyond normal crowd-sale projects, so they issue Genesis tokens and conduct the pre-sale to guarantee a successful project development. Genesis token and quantity.
The name of the token of Genesis is Gencoin. Possessors of Gencoin have not only the right to use Gcoin but also relevant benefits it stands for. The systemic economic diagram demonstrates the means of acquiring Gencoin. Genesis Society will issue 2 billion Gencoin. Every year, 5% of the aggregate tokens will be further issued through block producers.
Core team and advisors. Team members of Genesis boast a splendid education background of master's and doctorate degrees from Harvard, Berkeley, Carnegie Mellon, Columbia, and others. Some used to be the experienced engineers in Oracle, Alibaba, Google, and other renowned companies. 2 of the programmers in charge of coding both have extensive coding experience in the blockchain industry. On the other hand, Genesis Foundation will be responsible for the establishment of Genesis developers community. The team is as follows. Genesis token application. Gencoin is the benchmark token of Genesis. Each member of Genesis Society will be in need of holding certain Gencoins when he or she is carrying out any event in Genesis. The depth of your Gencoin pocket determines the nature and influence of every action you initiate. Meanwhile, most of the significant actions in Genesis world, for example, build a country, set up a group, entail certain Gencoins as a pledge, which can be redeemed after those services are launched. One can establish smart contracts in Genesis, but it requires certain Gencoins and pledge. Gencoin can be used in Genesis market to buy application modules used to build your own country. Gencoin can be used in business registration in the scaling application of Genesis upper lower logic. Gencoin is used in the affirmation of actions conducted by the users in the virtual world. They hope that Genesis can not only be a public chain in the blockchain industry, but also a manifestation of the utopia governed by DO imagined by John Barlow, a brand new, totally self-regulated virtual world refrain from centralized authorities. They believe it will be a disruptive cyberspace toppling an existing social network and online production relation. Guys, hope that you liked this video. For more details, you can always use other links below this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hope you will have a great day. See you soon. Bye.